I am Rob Wilson. I'm Chief Toaster at Toast Ale, where we brew our award-winning craft beer using fresh surplus bread that would otherwise go to waste. And a slice of bread in every bottle, and all our profits poured into charity. We think we're the best thing since you know what. Basically, with Toast Ale, we replace 1/3 of the malted barley in a typical brew using fresh surplus bread that would otherwise go to waste. So we get all of our bread from the sandwich industry, where the heel of a loaf of bread, the end slice, is surplus to requirements, never ends up on your sandwich. And in the UK, we're addicted to sandwiches. We eat millions of the things every single day. So we get the bread from the sandwich companies, replace 1/3 of the malted barley. It makes delicious beer. So basically, a friend of mine, Tristram Stewart, who's a food waste activist, campaigner, best-selling author, he's arguably done more than anyone to raise awareness about food waste. Tristram and I were having a conversation about 2 years ago. He came up with this concept. He'd just tried a beer in Brussels that had been brewed with bread. It's called Babylon. It's called Babylon because the first ever beer recipe that's been discovered from 4,000 years ago had bread as an ingredient. It's how we've brewed for thousands of years. And Tristram kind of said to me, Rob, let's start a beer company. Let's get wasted on waste. Let's start up a beer company where we pour all of the profits into the food waste charity that he'd started. We'd be fighting food waste with every single beer that we sell, and we could communicate about food waste to an audience that might not typically be thinking about food waste. So it's a really fun, accessible way to communicate what we believe is one of the most pressing problems of our time. Yeah, so at the time I was running an organisation in the UK called Ashoka, and Ashoka supports social entrepreneurs all over the world. Tristram was one of the social entrepreneurs that we were supporting, and so very much at the beginning I started as an advisor, a supporter, evenings and weekends, trying to help Toast get up and running, but very much on the side. And about 6 months in, Tristram and I had a chat where I sort of said I was really interested in committing a little bit more time and support, and would be willing to kind of go all in to get it up and running, or take it to the next level. And yeah, that's sort of how it evolved. So quite quickly from being sort of an idea, supporting, advising, to then going all in and now running the business. I mean, my advice would be, give it a go. We've had an awesome time. This is the most fun I've ever had. I mean, we're running a beer company, brewing beer using bread that would otherwise go to waste. It doesn't get much more fun and wacky than this. But I would definitely say any side hustle that you might be working on, trust your instincts. I think follow your passion. That's really critical. And give it a go. Trust and listen to your friends around you and your family and those that are giving you thoughts and words of advice. Surround yourself by people that are better than you at everything that they're doing. So I know some of my own strengths. I think I'm fairly aware of my own weaknesses, and I've got an amazing team on board that are doing a brilliant job in every area of their work. In terms of our crowdfunding journey, so we launched with our Pale Ale. So our Pale Ale was our flagship. That's the one that we launched with. And then about 12 months in, we realised that to be a reputable beer company, we really need more SKUs. And so we wanted to launch our lager and our IPA, but we didn't have any working capital. We didn't have the cash flow. So we looked at a crowdfunding campaign where we would basically pre-sell the beers. And so we launched a campaign on Crowdfunder. We were lucky enough to get sort of funding and support from GoDaddy to kind of kick it off. So through 123reg, managed to get some extra support that gave us the incentive to really get going. And it was an amazing success. We're really lucky and delighted to say that we raised about £30,000 to get our lager and our IPA off the ground. And then since then, our lager and our IPA are now stocked in Tesco's. And so from this kind of crowdfunding campaign that was only 9 months ago, it's been an amazing journey where we managed to bring these beers to market. We got thousands of individuals to get behind it and really champion it, and they're now our number one ambassadors. And then delighted to say that, we've now got a big retailer on board.